Hey everyone,
Hello.
it's time to die.
Yeah, Bleep, there's a lot of content warnings. What are we doing?
We are doing Lisa the First, which is the free prequel, the first in the series to Lisa the Painful and Lisa the Joyful.
Uh-huh.
It was a free RPG Maker game. I think it was released around 2012 by Dingaling, aka Austin Jorgensen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Lisa the Painful was going to be its own thing, but he decided to make it related to the first, or he made the first game and decided to make it related. One of the two.
Yeah, he just basically continued it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's very
I don't have a history
tangibly
with the
related.
series. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
don't have a history with the series. Sorry. Okay, you go. Tangibly related.
it's tangibly related. It is very important to the series. You don't have to play it because they'll just kind of recap what happens in the first game, which is basically just one big event. But you'll get a lot more out of it if you do play it before you jump into the commercial games. They're all extremely good, so I'd recommend it. But this game is a little bit cryptic. It's definitely a Yume Nikki like, and it has some very rough parts. So just in
Okay.
terms of gameplay, and then it also has some very rough parts in terms of it will make you sad for a week.
Great.
Yep. All right. And with that out of the way, here we go. I hope everyone can hear everything. We're gonna go. I'm just gonna let play through the intro without saying anything and let it speak for itself because it's a really, really good intro.
Mm-hmm.
After I bring up the appropriate windows. Oh, would also super help if I made it so I could see the game. I'm just stalling.
Okay, let me stall for you. What's your history with the series? Did you jump right into it when it came out?
um, I I came upon this game when it first came out, and
Uh-huh.
I actually me and Doki interviewed the developer about it, and we found out that the Kickstarter was the thing that was going to happen before he announced it, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I was like super hyped about it, and for some reason, I just never played it until like 2 weeks ago. I finally played the
Okay.
Painful and the Joyful, and I'm still unhappy.
Okay, as I mentioned a couple times already, I have no history with the series itself. I read a couple things about it,
Hmm.
just so I'm prepared. I read your content warnings and I wanted to make sure that I'm uh, safe, I should say, to go with this.
It will be fine.
Yeah, that's why I read it. Otherwise, I would have just said a solid no. Because usually, the reason, like I own the game, I own the commercial game because it was in a couple bundles, I think,
Hmm.
and I was interested in it, and then I saw the themes it was about,
Hmm.
and it came out during a time where it just stayed away from things that intentionally tried to make me unhappy.
Hmm.
Because I was in a bad headspace at the time, and
Right. Fair enough.
now
Fair enough.
I'm fine.
Hmm.
I hope.
The thing about the series is, the painful and the joyful both rely heavily on dark humor and do a really good job at it, just to kind of lighten the terrible things that are going on. This game
Hmm.
doesn't really have that, so it's just very real and very hard hitting.
And
So,
very terrible.
hmm,
All right,
let's play it.
let's
All right.
let's jump
So,
into it.
like I said, I won't say anything until the intro segment is over. So let's start. And welcome to Lisa.
Alright.
So yeah, we had an actual intro segment. I think it's pretty obvious what it was implying. And now we escaped, kind of, maybe, and we're in a very Yume Hub world. We have a TV, and as the little tutorial message said, we have an inventory, which is actually its own interactable screen, but we don't have anything in our inventory yet. We also have a room in our inventory with this guy.
Yeah, he's kind of cute.
And a toilet. And now it's very much in the vein of Yume. We can explore various areas and get items. However, every item actually has a practical use, and we need to get them all to get the true end. So let's start.
Alright.
I would let people decide where we start, but this is actually I figured out a way to make the story as linear as possible and to get as much dialogue as possible. So no chat interaction allowed. Just don't type anything ever. And that we got the wear gloves, so that's in our inventory now. It just allows us to push heavy objects, which are usually always rocks.
And here's our standard RPG Maker block puzzle.
So apparently YouTube at some point just kind of like defaulted all my stream settings, so I've been streaming on regular latency mode, so I think that's why it's been so behind for you lately. Fun fact.
Okay, it's fine. Also, hi Tor, hi Millie, and hi Addy.
Welcome.
Millie, you only missed the very beginning, first two screens up, and the intro. Yes, and as we might have guessed, the main character's name is Lisa.
Yep. So I was testing this game out in Easy RPG. I'm playing this in just a normal RPG mode. And it completely broke the end, but so I couldn't use it. Also, the funny thing is when I hit the inventory button, it actually went to the default like RPG Maker inventory screen before doing it. So a couple of the items had some alternative descriptions, and Lisa's name was just still girl. I'm sure it was just a placeholder, but I just thought it was neat.
When should we go over interpretations? Should we make interpretations at the end of every area, or?
We can do that. I can let you lead those and see what you think as we go. and then I'll kind of explain everything post-stream.
When you walked outside at the very beginning and you walked across that bridge and across that waterfall, did you stay there for a second, or was it a scripted event that she was looking at the waterfall?
I had to stop for a second because you may have noticed it's kind of hard that when you first exit the house, it's kind of like tinted and dark, but then when you get to the waterfall area, it's kind of serene and relaxing, and the whole screen brightens up a little bit, and then you get to that part.
Yeah.
And yeah, we actually have to interact with this dude. We have to look for a bottle of rum, and also this is a cement house, and we got a hint to look behind the cement house, so we'll do that too. We did it. We beat the game.
That's not rum.
Nope, it's just another item we need. And in case you can't tell, these are very obviously edited Earthbound sprites.
Yeah. Tor says, take a sip every time Lisa bonks into something. If you stay still and he catches you, does something happen?
Nope. He just tells us we can't escape. He does very much have the bird lady from Yume Nikki chase pattern, though.
It's the regular chase pattern from the RPG Maker 2K and 2K3.
Mm-hmm.
Do the areas have names?
Kind of. I think this is just the village. The big area we're in now, and this is obviously just the club.
Okay.
The names aren't quite as creative as the Yume Nikki areas.
Now I wonder what the names of the maps are in RPG Maker.
I don't think people have ripped this one apart quite yet, unfortunately. Not many people seem to know about it.
That's sad.
And we got our rum.
Nice. Or not.
Okay, yeah, latency gone. Hooray.
Yeah, it's neat.
He's just a pleasant reminder. Wordless exchange. And we saw that red gate earlier, and we can use that red key. I don't think it says anything interesting. Thanks, Dingaling.
A red key.
You like block puzzles, right?
Love them.
There's actually not that many.
It's just a trope.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to. This puzzle is just push this rock any direction.
Yeah, I think it... oh, okay. Never mind.
Should we accept? Yes,
Don't,
yes,
don't.
yes,
Okay. Don't give choices to me.
yes. We did it.
Great.
Oops. I can't look at my inventory in here. Oh well. We'll check it out in a second. The music in this area is just like a panic attack.
Okay.
Is he still cute?
Is it him even?
Yep, it's just his head.
Okay.
I can go. Get in. See?
I mean, and I knew it was that head, just because he was somewhat deformed.
Alright, this is our first very Yume Nikki area. This is the big semi-looping area.
A big hunt for that one item in a looping area.
Mm-hmm. But
Nice.
there's a lot smaller than Yume Nikki maps. We already got it.
Okay.
We got a razor.
I don't like this.
Fantastic. A dull blade.
Was that blood next to the blade?
Maybe a
Or
little.
was it rust?
Well, that head said that it would cut through our mind, so let's cut through it.
That's a long ass puzzle. But maybe it's just my head thinking as soon as I see a razor of self-harm.
Hmm.
And not actually a cutting device.
And we got a warp point, so we'll have to come back to that dude later. Alright, that was the first main area.
Okay.
Let's do a quick save. Alright, so in this area we can't do much but check out the statue. And this guy tells us what we need. So we'll have to come back there later.
And put a sword in the statue's crotch area.
Mm-hmm. And there's a rope here, but we'll see that later.
I hope we don't.
Guess I'll have to come back here later too. Here we are. This is one of the more pleasant areas of the game.
Because it's bright.
Mm-hmm. The whole background's white. There's a couple more reasons too, but we have to find those. It's got a nice lake. And, the dad looks a bit different. Aw.
Does he look nicer?
Mm-hmm.
A bit.
He's wearing a suit instead of a Hawaiian shirt and shorts.
And rosy cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
And no sunglasses.
And the toilet's nice too.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
So you told me to put my brain in Yuminiki symbolism mode,
Mm-hmm.
and so far I got a pretty good idea. Oh, never mind.
Oh, the toilet's ruined. We'll check out that staircase in a second.
Where's the little pond?
We found it.
Great. Okay, not so great. Never mind.
Alright, we can go and find that staircase again now. Also, if it looks like I'm having trouble with the controls, it's because I am.
You playing the controller?
It's a very grid-based game, and I'm using a joystick, so.
Oh, okay. No digital input.
And I may have broken it a little bit, but it's fine.
So staring at the screen when you're walking around the completely white areas,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wonder if that choice was intentional. Do you know what snow blindness is?
Explain.
When you're exposed too much to snowy areas and the sun is shining bright, you don't wear sunglasses, it burns your retinas a bit, and as soon as you go into a darker place, you start seeing things purple,
Mm-hmm.
and your vision kind of fades away. And that happens when you also look on a white screen for too long in a dark room.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wonder if that was intentional.
I think you're pretty close. So yeah, from that we just got a plastic bag.
Right?
Come on. Large enough to fit over a head. We don't need that quite yet, though. Do you want to check out what this rope is?
Show it to me.
Let's do it.
Did you say?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
And yes, I am moving up.
Yeah, I see it.
So yeah, there's got to be something important up here. Still going.
If you're going back down, will it pull a Mario 64 on you? Never mind.
That was that. That was like one of 2 jokes in this game. So enjoy it. Savor it. Let's go here next. It's so good.
Okay.
And this is called like Bile Village or something like that.
I didn't know what to expect. And I totally over-delivered.
They do that again in Least of the Joyful. And they
I
do
just
it
want to be Dracula
so good.
again.
You don't want to be in Puke Town?
I am Dracula. I like to smoke the weed and drink blood.
Remembering happier RPG Maker games.
Yes.
We'll continue that later.
I'm not unhappy yet, because it's just symbolism and up for my interpretation, but I feel like it's getting more graphic soon enough. Yeah, Toll, when you feel scared and frightened. Oh, goodbye.
That was joke 2. No more jokes. Good thing we have that razor. And
Nice.
here we are. Spider Cave 1.
Excuse me?
It's a spider cave. If we're touched by these guys, we go back.
You obviously just showed it off.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna switch to my keyboard for this. These parts are terrible, so...
I guess they're supposed to be terrible.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we've seen quite a few forms of our dad friend.
Uh-huh.
And this is the worst one because it has actual consequences.
Consequences of sending you back, or even more consequences?
Consequences of sending us back.
Okay.
Which, as you'll see, may or may not happen a lot.
It's just a time tax.
Mm-hmm.
Never fucking mind. This quickly became the worst.
Remember I said Spider Cave 1.
Uh-huh.
I know Tor has played some of this too, and he's at least got to one of them, so...
He's just that,
So, the thing with those spiders is they can actually get up into this area if you're not fast enough, and if they do, there's no real way to reset them, so you have to deal with that. And it's hell.
Oh god. Yeah, flashing imagery. Let me take a screenshot so I can see the background. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's small red dad.
Yep. And for that, we got some pills.
Yeah, Millie, it makes me feel dizzy as well. It was hard to look at.
It's fine, let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, so... let's see, what do I want to do next? I guess we can go back here. Wait. By that I mean here. So remember, we had that VCR in the lobby area, so we're trying to find some cassette tapes. That's our unspoken ultimate goal.
I'm not sure how ready I am for how ready I am for the content of those cassette tapes.
I really like the music for this area.
So this is currently. I'll take a little bit from the interpretation. This is currently basically an exploration of our mind, right? In a Humanity style.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the big thing. That really, none of this is actually happening. Except it's not quite a dream. For that, we got a finger. Great.
Excuse me?
A freshly cut finger. We did it.
We won. Can you attach it to the middle finger at the top of the rope?
Unfortunately, no. That is
Aww.
literally just there to waste your time. But there's a path on the side, so it's an entrance.
That's mean.
Guess where we are?
Spider Cave 2?
Yep. It's a lot worse.
It's everyone's favorite.
Can I even? Yay. But, you notice that cross at the top. Those are the checkpoints, and, we haven't seen another cross yet, so... we have to do... fuck. Right again.
Okay.
Fuck. This one is definitely a lot more of a thing. So, get comfy. Listen to the cool industrial soundtrack.
Alright. I'll turn it on.
I'm surprised there's not more covers of songs from these games.
It's actually a good song.
The Painful and the Joyful particularly have some really good tracks. Fuck.
I think they're also a little higher profile.
I think they were in dev for at least 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Joyful, however, wasn't so much. It seemed to be like a little bit rushed. It was maybe in dev for like 6 months, but it was just basically a shit direct sequel. So
The worst about those spiders is that the speed is out of phase and it makes me really nervous.
It's great. Super duper great.
While you try get through this, I'll be right back.
Okay. Oops. I just accidentally went out the window for a second. Okay, I don't think that path is possible. Maybe it is. For someone with better timing than me. There we go. Now I can fail at this one again.
Perfect. Time to show off your slalom skills.
Nope.
I do not envy you.
Same.
Is there a symbolism behind the spiders,
Fuck.
especially like a fly in a spider's net?
That's a valid interpretation.
Okay.
I thought it was safe there for some reason. Silly me.
He has a weird cross pattern, like goes up to the left, up to the right, then that.
God, just go. Fuck!
You really have to go left, right, don't you?
I've gone like just a straight path across that left side once before, but it really just depends. Just because there's no for sure pattern because they're out of phase.
Just try left, right. Just for me.
Because then that'll happen a lot. Basically, if you hesitate, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And this game really wants you to hesitate. Fuck.
Is there a Return of the Spider's Cave in the Painful?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, and here I thought they knew they fucked up.
No, Jingling wants you to suffer. Very explicitly. This is very on brand. Yay.
Millie's asking how many spider caves there are.
There are 2, and that was the harder part of this cave, so...
Okay. Hi, Martha.
Hello.
Please don't tell me you need that rock on the other side. Oh, you need it here, okay.
Remember the witch's house knife room?
Yeah?
Now it's spiders.
The first or the second one?
Now we need multiple rocks.
I hate this!
And you may have noticed we haven't seen a cross since that first section.
Uh-huh.
Oops. There it is.
You just want to see it again, right?
Yep. Fortunately,
good
the rocks
cross.
at least stay. You just have to deal with that, oops. Spider corridor again.
Yeah, so the map doesn't reload.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
It's the only merciful thing about this. Actually, if you exit the area, there's a button you can push just to warp right back. I guess it just expects you to rage quit. I'm switching back to keyboard now. I swear this, like, 4 tiles section causes slowdown. Ooh.
Wow!
Fucking Matrix shit.
Juke.
Woo. Speaking of slowdown.
Yeah, it comes at the perfect time.
Get the fucking rock. There. Ah! Oh well, I pushed it.
Yeah, I think it would have maybe been a better idea to push it further south or north.
Probably.
Just to give you a little more wiggling room.
You want to push them all downwards because it's a lot easier to get through
Yeah.
it that way, but you don't really have much of a choice. Because this is super hard to time with the fast ones.
Like, I generally don't like spiders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fond of them.
This is helpful.
But this just makes them annoying. Not scary, just really, really annoying.
There we go. Now we're in, this.
Can you pick up that candle?
That's a warp point.
Oh, okay.
But we already had that plastic bag, so we can just kill him. Hooray.
You're so kind. Oh, he left a VHS tape.
He did. Let's check that out. This one is called Tricky Rick. I think this will just be a warp point. Yeah, so we can go down to the lobby and we can watch our first tape.
Is this a tape?
Mhm.
You're not playing right now?
I'm playing, but it's a tape.
Oh, okay.
And that was our first tape.
I really don't like you, Rick. I don't like the things he said very much.
He's just a sensitive guy who likes friction in caves. What's wrong? Oh wait, I am looking for this one.
Maybe it's because of the content warning, but does not sound nice. You took your finger.
Mm-hmm. And we got another tape for it. Hooray!
Neat. How many tapes are there?
There are 3.
Okay.
This one's called Marty. Oh yeah, and just to show it off, that dude's still here. And that's this tape.
So, the name of the dead character is Marty?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
Toll
you have to return to
just,
the lobby for that.
Toll just said, this is a fan game to you, Monique?
Yeah, this was definitely a Yume-Nikki-like. I think...
I thought it was inspired by it, but...
Oh yeah. Dingaling even says it's basically a fan game, but he wanted to add a cohesive narrative. Alright.
And apparently very strong theming.
Mm-hmm. So I may remember forever ago, that other head that we found on this bridge said we would have to swallow him. So let's give him something to swallow. Hooray. And
Those pills obliterated.
Yep.
Oh, hello, sword. Are you going to show off multiple endings or just the true one?
I'm gonna show off both endings.
Okay.
You basically have to get the regular end to get the true end, so...
Okay.
Now that we have the sword, we can go to the most peaceful and serene place in the game.
It did look peaceful.
It still does.
Uh-huh.
We're in a big, nice mansion now. Let's explore up here first. And obviously the music is just a remix of the lobby theme, but with that louder instrument. So yeah, it's just a big, extravagant mansion.
Can you go back to the first room?
Oh, wait. Too far. The first room?
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And no, not that first room, the lobby room, the hall, the hallway.
Uh-huh.
Because the architecture of that room reminds me of your house.
Very good observation.
But just the room layout.
Mm-hmm.
And the room that was usually locked had the plastic bottle? Was it a plastic bottle? Plastic pot? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was originally the locked room in the house.
A golden toilet and an extravagant bathroom.
Does she love it?
No, she still gags.
Oh boy.
Yep. Guess where we have to go now.
Let's dive right into it.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure the room you went into where he was is your room.
It could be.
While the one down and to the right was the original locked room. There's pee on the floor. We don't like this very much.
And we're back. And for that, we got a necklace.
There are a couple more candles now.
Mm-hmm. And also...
Okay. He's no longer here.
Alright, I'm gonna call another quiet time. Alright, and that's how we get our last tape.
So that was basically an ending?
Mm-hmm. That was the first end. And, in terms of narrative, I actually think that's a better end than the end we're about to see, but the end we're about to see does go better with leading into the next game.
Mm-hmm. That was it?
Yep.
I did not like her face very much. Ooh.
So,
okay. Yeah.
Why do you think that one end was the end and the other was game over?
A game over, like ending, and the thing is, the end implies that it's the end of the story and she's still alive. A game over in a video game you usually get when you die, so that's my interpretation of things.
Well, let's take a look at the title screen for Lisa the Painful.
Amazing.
So if there's any doubt...
It's now clear.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a couple things on my mind. So this is very symbolism heavy, and it's not as direct as I expected it to be. The symbolism, especially from the first area, struck me as strong. The contrast you had between your house and the waterfall and the beauty, it just basically told you there's no escape from the things in your head. Or for Lisa, there's no escape for the things in her head. Because she's suffering this abuse from her father. Sexual abuse, apparently, because he was fucking naked in one of the last rooms.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a strong theme of sexual abuse. And she used to have a mother. I guess the mother is dead because she said she died. The reason the room is locked and it was open before, and you had this first impression of the mansion, was that things used to be all right until the mother died. And I guess the image Lisa has of her mother in her mind is that she kind of blames her because she left her alone in a way, and left her alone with her father, who turned out to be the sexual abuser.
A lot of it is the you were actually really onto something with the white screen thing. It's basically her barrier against all the bad memories. The whole game, I think, is basically about escapism. Like we saw it with the beginning, how it looked like she was running away, but of course she wasn't actually running away. She ran away to a more serene area, and then eventually we get to that mansion area, which is this immaculate mansion in contrast to her really worn down, neglected house, and she doesn't own anything anymore. And all of these eventually manifest, and the village, which she probably wanted to run away to, was this like really nice Americana neighborhood. But of course, in all of these instances, especially with the mansion, Marty was still there. So no matter where she went and no matter what fantasy she had, Marty was still there.
Yeah, there was no escape. So I still think that, like, as you said, the mansion is probably a reconstruction of her house.
It's either that or just an idealization of where she wants to be. Either is fine.
Yeah, now I'm not sure if this is part of the escapism, because she's interpreting it in her as in the world she escaped into in her mind. She escaped into a mansion that had the same base layout as her house, except for the halls and the extra rooms. And the last room you entered in the mansion, that was definitely your room. I'm absolutely certain of it, because down and to the right there was the locked room in your house, which was a room for 2 people. At least it used to be for 2 people until your mother died. And when you entered your room, I guess your room is also the place where where Lisa's father sexually abused her. That's why she cannot escape that specific room, because the memories resonate the most with that room.
The house
and
is
so
the layout's even inverted, which I thought was a really nice touch.
Yeah. So as soon as you got into your room, it immediately snapped her back into that mindset.
And that led directly to naked Marty. So
yeah,
only makes sense. You can also interpret it as she actually tried to cope and address with it, like face Marty in her head on, but then it didn't go so well.
So the times Marty was actually nice to her and playing with her with the tea set and stuff like that, do you think those are memories, or do you think those are things she made up to repress memories?
It absolutely could be either. I think the prevailing theory is he got addicted to pain pills after Lisa's mom died, which is why you have the pills.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. So, here's a big question. Who's Rick? The guy in the Tricky Rick video, the guy who's in your inventory.
I know. I'm
just making sure the audience is knowing what I'm talking about.
It's hard.
You're right.
He's
hard.
Yeah, that I definitely got, but I would have no clue.
No. He's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very literal.
Yeah, he has a.
He's literally
a wrong starting letter. It's not Rick. It's actually Dick.
Yep.
Oh God. No, I didn't make that connection. I got the sexual euphemism, but I didn't expect him to be literally Marty's penis.
Yep, it's that.
Yeah, now that you say it, it totally makes sense. I just really do not like it.
Oh, that first ending hits hard.
That first ending was
that there is no meaning.
As weird as it sounds, it was good because it was fitting. Not in terms of a actual good ending. It just made sense, and the latter one just the last ending just gave a little more input that I didn't really need, because I expected her mother to be gone. What's up with her face? Does it just mean that she portrays the bad things of Marty onto her mother? Because that's my interpretation of it.
Real fast, Marta, you didn't miss much from the beginning, but you did miss like the real life setup for all the events that are happening. You can rewatch it. It's very short. Just the intro segment at least. And what was your question again?
The face of the mother.
Right. I think that's just her mother's always been like her center. Like that place had a unique background where it was Marty and the whiteness. So I think it's implied like that was her ultimate barrier, just what she can remember of her mother, and then Marty invaded that too.
Go taking over. Okay.
So yeah, basically this is a very strong message of you can't escape your traumas, and this is what happens when you can't cope with them too.
Yeah, but if we saw the real life setup, there was no real way for her to cope with it. because she was basically a prisoner. There was no escape from her abuser.
Yep, that happens.
So, well, in that
Thanks, Dingling.
sense, her suicide was the ultimate escape for her because it was the only one.
Basically, yeah.
So that makes sense, even if it doesn't feel right.
Just like Rick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Lisa the First.
As I said, it didn't hit as hard as I expected it from all the things I saw and read. But as what I read was a chronological order of events from the entire Lisa series.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess as more is being revealed in the painful, the more uncomfortable I will get with this one. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking of streaming the painful at some point. I might take a break. I might go right into it. I don't know yet. I also really want to stream .flow, which is another Yumaniki like.
Yes.
It also just recently got a huge update. The game is like 10 fucking years old, and it got an update.
That's amazing.
Yep. The dev is Lil Rust, and he's a madman. He makes other games too, so...
Me.
Yeah, so look forward to more suffering.
Okay, what's up next for us, John?
Good question. I haven't decided. It will probably either be Lisa the Painful or Flo. Unless you have another idea, or unless we feel like we need a nice happy game to kind of lighten the mood for a week.
I'm currently... I'm okay. I'm definitely okay right now. It's up to you. Okay. If you need some downtime, we can go with Flow, if that's a downtime game.
It's not, but...
Okay.
It might be worse, but...
Yeah, Toa's right. We might just stream Kirby instead.
Yeah, we'll see.
Kirby is good.
Alright, well, any final thoughts on Lisa the First?
Fuck Rick.
Yeah. Fuck Marty.
Him especially.
Alright, well, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Julian, for being on.
Always usual. A pleasure.
Alright, see you next time.
See you then.